Hey there, and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Chibi, Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'm going to start with the eyes. I'm going to start with the brow on the left. On the outside I'm going to curve in towards the center of the face. Just curving down. And then from here I'm going to curve up for a little frown line. Let's move over to the right side and do the same thing. We're just going to flip this over. So starting on the inside this time, we're going to work our way backwards. Going in, and then curving the top of the brow to the outside of the eye. Let's just close this gap off here. And then underneath the brow line, we're just going to draw in the eye. So stepping in just a little bit on the left side, we're going to leave a little overlap. We're going to draw sort of a half circle, curving in towards the center of the eye. And then on the right side, we'll do the same thing. Starting from the inside this time, we'll curve down and then tuck this in underneath the brow line. We're just going to extend this out just a little bit. From here, let's go ahead and draw in the top of the mask. So above the brow, we're going to draw a curve, sort of in the same curve, but we're going to extend this out further, curve this down and in toward the center of the face. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Starting on the inside this time, we'll curve to the outside. In the middle here, we're just going to connect these two lines with a curve. So starting up here, just going to curve across. Just above this line, we're going to draw a little bit of a frown line. So we're just going to curve up on the left, curve up on the right, and we're going to curve the side of the mask down. So we're going to show a little bit of wrinkling on the side. So up here on the corner, just going to curve in towards the eye. Do the same thing on the right side. We're going to draw another curve coming down and in just underneath the eye, doing overlap on the outside. So you can see that the top curve overlaps the bottom. Do the same thing on the right side, just underneath each eye. From here I'm going to draw a curve, just overlapping slightly on these ends here. So starting on the left side, I'm going to draw a curve just underneath the eye, and we'll curve out towards the right and just let that overlap just a little bit. From here I'm going to draw in the mouth. So we're going to start with the top of the mouth. I'm having like a gridded teeth. So on the left side I'm going to curve down towards the middle of the mouth and then back up on the right side. Starting on the left, curve down towards the middle, and back up on the right side. Let's take these 2 points and curve down and out on both sides. We're going to curve these back in towards the middle of the mouth, but we're going to push it up in the middle here on the bottom lip. So we're just going to take the left side, we'll curve up in towards the middle, leaving a little space from the top lip and the bottom lip. We'll curve this back down on the right side and just merge it up on the right side there. From here we're going to draw in some teeth. So on the left side here, along about halfway down this curve, just going to curve in towards the center of the mouth. The right side will do the same thing. Now we're just going to cross this like a T. So about halfway down this line, draw a straight line coming down on both sides. We'll color those 2 corners in black. From here we're going to draw in the face. So let's draw in the cheeks first. So we're going to pop the cheeks out a little bit and then round it out towards the bottom of the chin, which will be right about here. So on the side of this mask here, I'm just going to curve out. Curving down underneath the mouth. I'm going to curve this back up towards the right. Curving up. And then just pulling this in underneath the mask. From here, let's go to the top of the head and just draw the top of the head here. So this is basically a half circle. We're going to go to about here. Starting on the top of the left side of the mask, we're going to curve over towards the right side. Curving up. And then down on the right side. From here, let's draw in the little ribbons that come out from behind the head. So we'll start with one first. So starting right about here on the side of the head, we can draw like almost like a big S shape. From the end here, I'm just going to draw a diagonal line coming towards the face, down this way. On this curve, we'll draw the same thing. So another curve coming, or a straight line coming down. From this point, I want to curve, tuck this in underneath that line. From this point, I'm going to go in the opposite direction and just taper it so it gets a little bit narrower as it gets towards the head. Let's draw one more coming out this way. We're going to draw a short one. So we're just going to draw a curve coming out. Take this point and just draw an angled line and then taper it and curve it in towards the head, just like that. Alright, let's get into the body. So with all my chibis, I usually draw the body about the same height as the head. So using my hand, I just measure this out. So right about here. But with this character, I'm going to be drawing him sort of in a running position, holding the 2 daggers out. So from here, it'll help me figure out where the waistline will be. So from halfway between the chin and the feet is where the belt line will be. So on the left side here, I'm going to leave a little gap and curve down towards the left hip. On the right side, I'll curve down towards the right hip. Now these 2 points, I want to curve them in, but in the center here, I'm going to have to draw in that belt knot. So it's basically like a diamond shape. So from the top, I'm going to curve towards the left, curve down towards the right, and I'm going to pull these in towards the center with a slight curve. This. From here, I just want to draw a little bit of wrinkling in the belt knot. So right here, it's going to curve up. Up here, I'm going to curve down. From these 2 points, I'm going to curve them and tuck them in underneath the belt knot. But again, before I do that, I want to draw the belt tips coming down. So I'm going to have them sort of swaying out toward the left. So right here, I'm just going to curve out toward the left. And I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to step down a little bit and just go a little bit wider as I get towards the end of the belt. Connect those 2 points with a straight line. I'm going to draw one more here. Drawing a curve over toward the left, and again towards the left. Draw a straight line to connect them. In here, right in between these 2 lines, I'm just going to draw a little curve, just for a little bit of a wrinkle. Now from these 2 hip points, I'm going to curve them underneath the belt knot. Curving them underneath. I'm going to step up a little bit and just draw the top of the belt and tuck that in underneath the knot. Along this area here, I'm just going to draw maybe a couple of lines just pulled out so it looks like the belt is being pulled and stretched out this way. In here, let's draw some chest detail. So just below the chin, right about here, in the middle of the chest, I'm going to draw a point. From this corner of this line, I'm going to curve in towards that center point, and curve up and out towards the right. From this point here, I'm just going to pull straight down in towards the belt. About halfway along the chest, I'm just going to draw a curve just to separate the chest area. Underneath the belt, we're going to draw in the bottom lower torso. So from this point in the hip to that point, I'm going to curve in behind the belt. So right here, I'm just going to curve behind the belt and just continue this underneath and back up on the right side. We'll continue this line down the middle and towards the lower torso. Let's get into the arms. So again, I'm going to have the arms outstretched, holding the double daggers. So we'll start with the top of the shoulder first. Up here, underneath the chin, I'm going to step up a little bit, just draw a curve going out towards the left. From here, we're going to draw in the thumb, so this part here. So we're going to do an overlap, and we're going to swirl this around like that. From this point, I want to curve the meat of the hand, so that's this part here. And he's got 2 fingers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here on the thumb and just curl around the thumb like that. We'll do that again, so stepping down, doing a little overlap, we'll draw the second finger like so. In here, I'm going to draw in the dagger. So on the bottom of this finger, I'm going to draw 2 angled lines coming down. Connect those 2 points with a curve, and just above it, I'm going to do it again just for a little bit of detail. Up here on the dagger, there's these 2 little points that come out. So I'm going to have to draw the outside part of that first. So on top of this finger here, I'm going to curve around. Okay, so it's almost like a backwards S. Behind this thumb, I'm going to do the same thing. From these 2 points, I'm going to taper out and come in towards the center. So from this point, I'm going to follow that curve back and towards the center, leaving a little gap in the middle. And do the same thing on the right side. So you got a little gap here. This is going to be the long part of the dagger. So in the middle here, I'm going to follow the handle all the way up to the tip of the dagger and put a point. From this point, I'm going to curve down to that point, to that line. Same thing on the right side. Now let's go ahead and finish off the hand. So behind this handle, I'm going to curve in the wrist, and then we'll do a little overlap and curve and taper that right into the body. In this arm area here, I'm just going to draw 2 curves for the elbow pad. Just 2 curves like that, just side by side. Let's take that and do the exact same thing on the right side. Starting up in the shoulder area, again, I'm going to curve down towards the wrist. Curving down. Now we're going to draw the thumb. So doing an overlap, just like we did here on the left. We'll curl around like that. And then we'll draw the meat of the hand with a curve, just like we did on the left. Draw those big fingers. So up here on the side of the thumb, we'll curve around the thumb. We'll do that again one more time with a nice big finger, like that. And we're going to draw the dagger in an angle pointing over towards the right side, so this way. 2 short lines from the finger, connect it with a curve, draw another curve just above it. Now we're going to draw the sides of the dagger. So on the thumb side, we draw that backwards S, and then just above this finger, we'll draw the opposite. We're going to take these 2 points and curve them back in. So following that curve in towards the middle, leaving a little gap in the middle here. Do the same thing on the right side. Now we want to try to match the height of the dagger. So following along to right about here. Okay, so we're following that line on the right side. Boom, we're going to put a point there. We'll curve this down. And we'll curve down on the right side. Just close that gap off there. Now we're going to finish off the hand. So underneath this handle, we're going to curve the wrist. do a little overlap, and curve this underneath the body. We're going to draw the elbow pad. Just drawing two curves side by side. Now with the legs, I'm going to have the right leg sort of up, the left leg sort of down. So let's start with the left leg first. So I'm going to draw the top of the leg first. So in this hip, I'm going to curve out towards the knee. From here, I want to draw the knee pad. So the leg's going to come out and then come back inward. So right here, I'm just going to overlap it. Just draw a curve for the top of the knee pad. Now because the leg's coming this way, I want to draw the knee pad curving in that direction. Two curves like that. Connect those 2 points with the curve along the bottom. We're going to split the knee pad into 3 parts. So that means we're going to have to draw 2 curves inside. So one on the top and one below it. From here, let's draw on the inside part of the leg. So right in the middle, we're going to move over to the left just a little bit and just draw a straight line going in towards that knee pad. From here, we're going to do an overlap and curve down towards the heel. Now we're going to curve the bottom of the foot in towards the first toe. So curving down and swirling around for the first toe. We'll do an overlap, draw a swirl for the second toe, and then we'll do an overlap. We're just going to curve and tuck this in underneath that knee pad. In here we can draw in some toenails. So on the end, I'll just draw like an oval on both toes. From here we can draw that little strap for the knee pad. So up here, I'll curve into the back of the knee. Up here, I'm going to taper it so it gets a little bit narrower as we come in. Okay, so we got that leg. Let's finish off with the right leg. So up here, again, I'm going to have this leg lifted up in the air. So again, from the same point, from the hip, I'm going to curve up and out towards the right. We're going to draw the knee pad in sort of the opposite that we have on the left side. So we're going to curve in the opposite direction, just overlapping that line. From here, we're going to curve the sides of the knee pad. We'll curve and connect the bottom. And then again, we're going to split this into 3 parts by drawing 2 curves across. Let's draw the front of the shin. So here we're going to step in, curve down. Now we're going to draw the top of the foot in towards the toe. So right here, I'm going to curve and curl around the first toe. Step down, do a curl for the second toe. We'll come in and draw sort of the pad of the foot. So stepping down, draw a curve going up. Now for the heel, we're going to draw a curve. So we're going to step in, draw a curve like this. And then from here, we're going to curve again in towards the back of the knee. From here, we're going to do an overlap and just draw a straight line for the back of the leg. This line we can extend in for the back of the knee pad, the strap. So from here, we'll curve it and again like that. We'll draw in a little toenail right there with a curve. Final thing, we're going to draw in the shell. So you're just going to see the edge of it. So up here, curve around the shoulders, and it's going to come back down towards the hips. So right here, we'll curve in towards the hips. Draw a couple little separation lines. So a little curve there, curving in the opposite direction like that. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Chibi Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.